Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Aaron On-Demand, where I, Aaron, will be sharing my experiences with you as an Illinois notary and solopreneur. I take no credit and I give God all the glory for the information I'm about to share with you today and for being here. Welcome if you are new. Let's get started. So, last year, 2021, I took a well-deserved break. At the end of the year, I worked very hard also establishing other businesses. We're going to talk about that. But even though I was not on YouTube, I was looking and watching from the background and all this stuff about legislation and about Illinois notary online. Where do we go from here? We'll be talking about that. As you saw, according to the thumbnail, I will be interviewing my associate and co-founder of the Illinois Notary Connect. Let's get into the interview. There may be a part 2. We'll see, but let's talk about it.
Tiffany, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Julian. I am the owner of T&J Mobile Notary LLC here in Illinois. And I'm also the co-founder of Illinois Notary Connect, which we started so that we could bring Illinois notaries together for support. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What I want to talk about first is there has been a lot of misconception. So with my first question, Tiffany, how do you feel about the information that is out there that is misleading notaries?
Well, I think that when we're talking about like how much a notary can make, it's definitely possible to make that, $10,000 a month and, make that 6 figures. But I think what is misleading is that is something that you have to work hard for. There's a lot of work that needs to be put towards that, And I think that what ends up happening is a lot of people get in and maybe they don't make even a third of that and feel like somehow they are a failure. But also, if you're going to make that kind of money, not only do you have to put in a lot of preparation, just having experience and, just really getting connected with title companies who then are going to have to trust you to be able to pay you that amount of money that would enable you to make that. But also, you're going to be working all the time, so that's something that people have to think about too, because obviously if you're doing, that many signings a day, that's a lot of work.
Absolutely. And I want to add to that. You said that there has to be a lot of work put in. And, I've had personal conversations with notaries and I've heard them say in this, how much is there a lot of money in this and where is the money? And even though I've had work, where is the rest of the money? And it's humorous to me because you actually have to, one, jot down in numbers how much money you are trying to make. Is it maybe $100 a day, maybe $200 a day? Let me tell you from experience, if you're trying to make $1,000 a day, which is very doable in my experience because I've had the volume, and I've made $1,000 a day, multiple days within a week. If you're looking to make that much money from the start, then I agree with what you said. You have to actually put in the work. You cannot think that there's money in becoming a notary with less work. I was driving all day up to 6 hours a day. I was working a lot. I was closing about 18 to 20 closings in 1 week, all depending on where the closings are. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I mean, it's work. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think that this is a get rich quick scheme. No, no, no. This is a business, and you have to think of it as such if you're going to be successful. So yeah, I absolutely agree that, like you said, you can have those $1,000 days, as I know that you have, Aaron, but you have to work toward that. You know, there's something that you have to sacrifice, I would say, to get to that point. And what ends up happening is a lot of people will say, okay, well, I'm registered for SnapDocs and I'm not getting any signings. Well, there's over, and this is a low estimate, there are over 300 title companies that you can sign up for, and then there's also signing services. So just doing the like SnapDocs thing and maybe, just the Notary Go thing, it's not going to be enough. You have to diversify even within this business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say if you want that kind of volume, number one, I would say to really hook up with a title company. If you're not going to hook up with a title company because you feel as if you're not ready, then you need to hook up with more than 2 to 3 high volume agencies, and you have to see what you are ready for. And also, to add to that, what is your radius? I've heard people say, well, I only cover 2 to 3 counties. Well, I cover 21 counties, and a lot of the counties that had me make a lot of money was 2 to 3 hours out. So again, you really have to jot down and make a list how much money you want to make versus your radius, your amount of title companies and agencies that you are signed up with, and how you're marketing.
Yeah, and I love what you said about traveling, because a lot of times people, they may say, I don't want to travel, but many times those of us who, like for me, I still have my W-2 position. And a lot of times in your W-2 position, you were willing to travel. So in your business, if you want to make that money, you may need to travel. So I love that you talked about that.
On to my next question. What do you think, what is the mindset, other than having a pen and paper, what is a mindset that a person who is looking into becoming a notary, and also new notaries, need to have in order to truly be successful?
I think you have to have the mindset of an entrepreneur, get the mindset of an employee out of your head, because with an employee, you show up, someone gives you the work to do, and then you just go home and that's it. Whereas with this business, no one's going to give you work to do. You have to go out and get that work. You have to constantly be doing things to make sure that you're always going to get that work. And, there's just so many things that go into being an entrepreneur that you can't look at it as this is, like a W-2 position, because I know people who, sometimes you'll get in and you'll start getting a lot of signings. And then if the signings dry up from this one entity, you have not been thinking like an entrepreneur. So now you don't have an income. So you need to always be in entrepreneur mode is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. That's very good. And on to my next question. That actually ties into that. So what I saw earlier last week, this is Tuesday, today's the 10th. Last week, I actually saw, and this is everywhere, everyone who is watching this, please do your homework, do your research, go and read upon this. So the Federal Reserve is raising taxes. That is not only going to affect the stock market, it's going to affect the housing market. With that being said, even at the end of 2021, when, there has been just a massive decrease in the number of closings that I was getting. I have even called my title company and they said, it's all for Illinois. And so what would you say when that happens? My mainstream of income, if this is your mainstream of income and you are not a W-2 position employee, what would you say the next steps are to have income?
I would say that you need to start thinking about how you are going to diversify, which is something that as an entrepreneur, I think that you should already be thinking about, because within the notary community, the notary industry is unique in that even if the housing portion of it is not going so well, we know that people are always going to need notaries. So you may have to reinvent yourself, and say, hey, maybe I'll start going into the correctional facilities. People are always going to be committing crimes. Maybe I'll start going and connect with the hospitals. People are always going to get sick. But yeah, there's so many different industries need notaries, the car industry, the, lawyers, estate planning attorneys, pension boards, there's, I-9. So you really have, even as a notary, you have so many ways in which you can diversify, and you're going to really have to start, looking into that and upping that, your marketing game on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So to stay in a box of what a notary chooses to provide in service could in fact limit their success as a notary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I apologize if I'm looking down because I see you, Aaron, and then I'm trying to look into the camera. But yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I think that, this is an industry, it can be recession proof, but you need, like we're talking about, you need to diversify. You need to look into those other industries that need notaries and start marketing and reaching out to, some of those industries.
Absolutely. And one comment I want to add, as early as this morning, I got another call for a notary presentment. And I want to say that is something that will be ongoing. The housing market up or down, notary presentment, apostille, I-9s, immigration. These are things, and all the ones that you have listed, all of these things are going to be market up or down. They will be consistent and ongoing. So if you don't know about these things, everyone watching, please do your research, ask questions, email me, call me, email Tiffany, and let's really get what you provide, increase that, together. So speaking of notarizations, there has been a lot of talk in 2021 about the new legislation that will be in effect in 2022. Now, I've heard a lot about that. Last year, 2022, and ongoing, at least weekly, I have been calling the Secretary of State. And again, this morning, what I have gotten is, and I quote, everything that they thought would happen through legislation regarding Illinois online notarizations has paused and it has stopped. Nothing is changing.
Okay.
So if you are getting information from any national source telling you that this is going to happen, but it has not come down from legislation, or if you have not talked directly with our Illinois Secretary of State, please do not take any guidance. According to the Secretary of State, as I've just mentioned, everything is staying the same. Illinois is not moving into a RON state. So Tiffany, with that said, what do we have? How would a notary conduct an online notarization?
A governor's order that I think, like you said, was 2020 in response to COVID-19. We are able to basically, if both signers are in Illinois, we can do it through like a recording. So kind of like a Zoom thing, you can do it and the person can show their ID and you can go through that process that way. And then you just have to retain the recording for 3 years. And in that process, the person is still going to sign wet signature, and then you're going to, it's not going to be like an electronic thing. It's just that you're doing it via Zoom and you're keeping the recording. Of course, the person has to get the documents to you once you've watched them sign, whether they're going to upload them or however that's going to happen. And then you get it back to them. So yeah, we can still do it, but both signers have to be in Illinois. Whereas I think with the RON, remote online notarization, there's some type of digital acknowledgement stamp. And don't quote me on this. I haven't looked so much into it, especially because I found out that it's not really been instituted, for Illinois, like you were saying. So, but we can still, there is a way still that we can accommodate those people who, for whatever reason, may not be able to leave their home.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. And I hope this really does clear up a lot of questions that Tiffany, let's dive in with what it means to truly be a solopreneur and having more than one stream of income outside of being a notary. What are some other ways that not as a notary per se, but as an entrepreneur, that people can bring in more income?
Well, I want to put in a shameless plug for Illinois Notary Connect. Go to Eventbrite, follow Illinois Notary Connect, because we are going to start having some workshops that you can attend that will be most likely free of charge, where you can learn about some other things that you can do to earn income. There's quite a few things. There's actually some things that I'm doing. I actually have 5 businesses, all of which are making a profit. But I encourage you to go over there. We will start rolling some of that information out in 2021. It's a lot. It's good. Giving a shameless plug, going over to eventbrite.com and follow Illinois Notary Connect so that you'll be notified when we have some of these workshops where we're giving you information on other streams of income.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking out this time today. Thank you so much for your time today and answering all of our questions. Everyone, if you're watching and you have more questions for us, please put them in the comment section and I will see them. And if I can't answer, I will revert that question over to Tiffany and we will get the answers to you right away. Tiffany, is there anything that you wanted to leave with that?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me. And I just want to wish all of the notaries who are out there just grinding and having big dreams. I just want to tell you to keep on working. And, I just have a good feeling that this is going to be a great year for all of us. So thanks again.
Mm-hmm. All right, everyone.
Follow Erin OnD-mand. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications. So you see content related to a notary that's actually in the state of Illinois.
All right. And this concludes our interview.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We are so excited and happy to meet with all of you this Saturday for our Apostille Lunch and Learn. I can't wait to see you there. Until my next video, Erin OnD-mand. Bye.